What is going on, YouTube? It's your boy Nate, and if you guys are new here, just want to say welcome. We do talk about quite a few things on this channel, and today I wanted to talk about something that I believe a lot of guys are feeling, and that is you're not a loser. You're just built different. Now, what do I mean by that? Guys, before I go any further, I really want you to think about those words, okay? You're not a loser. You're just built different. Guys, it's pretty crazy how most of the world tends to think of being a winner or being somebody who's normal as someone who is following the crowd. Have you ever wondered that? Have you ever wondered why that is? Pretty funny how if you don't fit into a certain crowd or a certain social environment, then you're just automatically perceived as a loser, right? Maybe you don't have a whole lot of friends. Maybe you are struggling to socialize. Maybe you're struggling to attract good women into your life that you're actually compatible with. Maybe you're struggling to achieve what you want to achieve in life, whether that's having a group of friends or attracting women or a career that you want to go for, or some venture, some business, some product, something that you want to create, that you want to add to the world, right? Maybe you want to do all these things, maybe a combination of them, right? Guys, I want to lay down a couple of things here that's going to help you navigate this process and just to encourage you that you're not a loser, all right? You're truly just built different. And the biggest thing I want to let you know, guys, is this world is trying to conform you into a box. It's trying to mold you into the herd, right? It's trying to make you feel like if you don't do certain things or buy certain things or have certain things or have certain experiences, that you're left out, right? We all have these preconceived notions, and we have to really question where they come from, of success, of fitting in, right? I want you to think about some things. I'm just going to lay out a couple of things here, right? If you don't have certain name brands, then you're not going to be normal. If you don't have certain items, certain material possessions, certain cars, if you don't live in a certain area, if you don't have a certain amount of followers on your Instagram or on social media, if you don't have a certain number of likes, if you don't have the attention of the women, or if you're a woman watching this, the man that you want, then you're an outcast, you're a weirdo, something's not right. See, we're all trying to play into this game and we don't even realize it, where we're all climbing over each other to make it to the top of something. I don't know what that is. I think the best way to put it is money, power, and status. The best way to look at this is it's a race to the top of nothing. Nothing, guys. Everything is created. We live in a world where everything is stirred up to stir up our emotions, to make us feel bad about losing things, right? FOMO, the fear of missing out. If you don't go on this vacation and post it to your Instagram, well, you're not going to get as many likes as you want. People aren't going to look at you the way that you want to be looked at. Everybody else goes on vacations. Why aren't you? Everybody else is wearing these certain type of clothes, these name branded clothes. Why aren't you? Everybody has this attractive husband or wife. Why don't you? Everybody, one of the biggest ones I'm seeing right now is, and this isn't a bad thing, but I think it really just depends. I've seen a lot of these, like these TikTok, YouTube Reels, Instagram, whatever, right? YouTube Shorts. Don't strike me, YouTube. But I'm seeing a lot of these like couples videos and how they're basically, showing all these aspects of their marriage and of their children, right? These little children who have nothing, who don't know what they're doing. They're just like being farmed for a bunch of views. And you can make one argument that, oh, it's cute, that it's, it's funny. And I'm sure for most people it is, but there are some where I wonder, or you can tell it's pretty obvious, like they're just doing this to get views, right? They're just doing this to get a reaction. And that's the thing, guys. Most things in life are trying to get a reaction from you. They are trying to get something from you. Haven't you always wondered why these huge companies are doing so successful? Is because they know how to market and who to market to. It's in the media, it's in the social media, it's in the music artists, they push it out, right? It's everywhere you look, everywhere that most people deem success, which again, money, power, status, a lot of people look at that and go, oh, successful, right? It's all meant to make you feel like you are missing out, that you're a loser, that you're a weirdo, right? And what I'm seeing is a lot of people are starting to say screw it all, and they're hopping off of social media. They're saying, I don't want to talk to women anymore. I don't want to even try to get friends. I'm ugly. I don't want to put my face on Instagram, right? I don't want anybody to know who I am. Guys, that's the wrong approach too. Because here's the truth, right? Authentic and real people are going to love you and accept you for who you are. And believe it or not, they do exist. They truly do exist. And I know, I get it. There's a lot of sociopaths, there's narcissists out there who use people, who trample over people, who step on people to get to the top. But guys, if we're being real here, if we're being true and honest to ourselves, we know who those people are and we should avoid them. We should cut them out of our lives. We should move on. We should take care of ourselves. And that's what a lot of people don't do. Again, they have a fear of missing out, of being left out. Most people don't even know really who they are, what they want. I'm gonna give you an example, guys. I'm gonna give you a little story time, okay? Growing up, I was a really shy kid. Growing up, I didn't really know how to socialize with people, right? Grew up pretty sheltered as well, so that was probably part of it. But I grew up and I had these interests in things, right? So I had interests in like the Egyptian pyramids. So I got every book at the library I could find on that, right? And then once I read all those books, I was interested in bugs. So I started reading about bugs. And then I got interested in astronomy, like the stars and the moon, not astrology, not the zodiac symbols. I don't care about that stuff. I'm talking about like the science of like space and things like that. Then I got really into weather, right? And then really into sharks, okay? Then technology, and then human psychology and all that stuff, right? So I always had these interests. And guys, people thought I was weird, believe it or not. People thought I was very weird for liking certain things, for being interested in those things. But the funny thing was, usually with time, or just sticking to my guns and being who I was, those same people became my friends. Those same people wanted to be around me because I was authentic. I was true to myself. Another example was the way I used to dress, right? I used to wear cargo shorts, tennis shoes, and graphic t-shirts, right? Up until I was probably about 19, 20 years old. And guys, I didn't care because that's what I wanted to wear. I was confident in that. I liked wearing it. And the graphic tees I wore, depending on what it was what I liked. Now looking back, it was kind of goofy. But the funny thing was, guys, is as much as I look back and go, man, that was kind of goofy, those were some of those real moments of my life. Because I was who I was, I didn't care. I was still able to attract women into my life very easily. I was still able to have a friend group. I was still able to do the things I wanted in life. You see, you're always gonna have haters. You're always gonna have people who look at you weird, who look at you like, who is that guy? Why is he doing that? Because one, you stand out. Now I wanna get something out of the way. If you're purposely doing things to stand out, because I mean, you know who you are, or you know somebody like this. If you're purposely doing things to just stand out, to be different, to be the oddball, to be the weirdo, if that's just who you are, you're living for that, it's just as bad as trying to fit in. Because you're trying to fit into the, I'm the weirdo, I'm the oddball stereotype. So guys, if that's you, really check on why you're doing it. But if you genuinely enjoy wearing graphic t-shirts, then wear them. You don't have to wear button-ups, you don't have to wear polos, you don't have to fit in, right? If you genuinely enjoy and the setting and everything's appropriate, right? I'm not saying go to a 5-star restaurant in a Batman t-shirt, but I'm saying if it's what you enjoy wearing in your everyday life, go for it, man. Who's gonna stop you? You're gonna attract the people that you want to attract anyway because you are being who you are. I had a comment on one of my last videos, was talking about this a little bit more. The energy that you give out is the energy that you're gonna get back, right? You're going to receive what you put out, right? If you put out a bunch of insecure, if you put out a bunch of inauthentic, a bunch of self-doubting, a bunch of I'm a loser vibes, if you put that out there in the world, you're gonna get that from other people. You're gonna get people who are gonna wanna take advantage of you. You're gonna get people who are broken themselves, who don't know who they are. You're gonna attract women into your life that are not really congruent with what you want. Maybe they're gonna be, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with thick girls, right? If that's your thing, right? We all have a type or types. But I'm saying if you're attracting like overweight women and you're attracting women who aren't confident in themselves, who are just a little bit out there, you know what I'm talking about. Guys, it's a reflection of who you are. If that's primarily who you're attracting, right? Because those people, those women are gonna see you and go, well, that guy doesn't really know who he is either. Or there's gonna be something about you that they're gonna want to control. There's gonna be something about you that they feel like they can be a part of, right? Because you're just so chaotic. You're so, I don't know who I am. So in a sense, you're a perfect match. That's why a lot of people have relationship problems. And that's why a lot of people play games and all this stuff, because they just attract each other, right? But guys, if you're a truly good person, you're not gonna allow what I call vampires into your life. You're not gonna allow narcissists to just stay around and do whatever they want. You're not gonna allow people to take from your life without anything and expect it back in return. Sometimes it's okay to give without anything in return, right? But sometimes I think we give to the point of over-giving in a sense, right? We give beyond our means. That is a thing. Think of yourself as a cup, right? You have to fill yourself up as a cup, right? So that other people can get something from you. If you're barely pouring a few drops in your cup and you're giving all that out to people, you're always going to be empty. You have really nothing of substance or value of worth to give. So you have to be real. You have to be honest. You have to be true to yourself. And if you do that, you're going to deflect the people in your life that are going to look at you like a loser, like this or that. Guys, there was a time in my life where I thought I had to sacrifice my values and sacrifice what I thought about myself because I thought I had to fit in with other people. And this was after a time of living my life very authentically and essentially having whatever I wanted in life, right? Like I had the friends I wanted. I was attracting the type of girls that I wanted. Right? But there came a point in my life where I surrounded myself with people that I thought I had to basically come down to their level. I had to participate in what they were doing to fit in because I wanted to feel a part of something. I wanted to feel a part of a community. I didn't want to feel left out. I wanted to feel cool. I wanted to feel like I belonged, right? Even if it was sort of destructive, right? I wanted to fit in. But guys, that brought me nothing but misery. It brought me nothing but shame in a lot of ways because it went against who I was internally. And if you're spiritual, if you have any sort of spirituality in you, I just want to throw this in there as well. I believe we're all made in the image of God and the kingdom of God is within our hearts. And if that's the case, if you believe in that, if we practice the light, we're going to be authentic. We're going to draw in other people who want to be part of that light. And we're going to deflect the darkness, right? Doesn't mean we have to be assholes. Doesn't mean we have to be cruel, right? We can speak the truth in love to other people. We can be understanding, right? If we have someone in our life, or maybe we come across someone, I know it's very easy to ignore people, and sometimes you should. Sometimes it's better not to say anything, but sometimes it's good to call people out. Sometimes it's good to say, hey man, I don't think this is right. I don't think this is the right way to do this. Or, hey man, I really think we should maybe think about doing it this way. I really think that this is just not cool, right? It's okay to have those conversations. Just know there are people out there looking for fights. There are people out there who are so broken within themselves. They are so inauthentic. They are so afraid, and that's why they're following the crowd, because it's less scary that way, right? It gives you a false sense of community. There's people out there who are looking for fights to take their anger out on people. Be aware of that as well. The best way to approach a fight is to get away from it, right? But if you can't, you have to learn how to defend yourself. Know who you are as a man. Be confident in who you are as a man. And guys, confidence, I've mentioned this in my other videos. If you want to attract the right women into your life, confidence is the number one biggest thing. Just like I said, when I was younger, when I was wearing cargo shorts, tennis shoes, and graphic tees, I was getting more girls than all these guys who thought that if they just did this or that or lived this kind of life or whatever, that they could get these girls. Trying to act super cool didn't work, guys. Or it might have worked very, very temporarily, but then eventually the girls would see through that, right? They'd be like, oh, this guy ain't all that. And so the confidence factor is huge, because it basically signals like, hey, I'm confident in myself. I know who I am. I'm okay with defending who I am and standing up for who I am. And women want to be protected, right? Also means you can provide, because you're not going to care what other people think about you. So if you have to find a career that's going to work for you, you have to find something that you enjoy, you're going to do that. Also signals that you're socially capable. A lot of people don't realize this, but if you know who you are, if you invest into yourself first, you can actually figure out how to socialize with people better. A lot of people are just really shaky about themselves, but once you figure out what you are and what you stand for, you can actually socialize much better, because you'll know who you are. You'll be confident in who you are. You won't feel like you're being pushed around by other people. You won't feel like, any of this, because most of it's in our head, guys. When we think we're a loser, when we think that we're an outcast, most of it is in our head. Most of it is the dialogue, the self-dialogue that we play to ourselves. Well, I'm not worthy. I don't have this. I don't have this much money. I don't have these many likes. I don't have these many followers. I don't have these many girls texting me. I don't have this. I don't have that. We judge the things we don't have. We base it off of that. We live in a consumer age, guys, where it's made to do that on purpose, so that you buy in, so that you spend your money. Guys, the root of evil is the love of money. Okay, there's no coincidence that we're seeing the dollar just take a nosedive, and we're seeing people barely afford rent who are going out spending money on clothes and spending money on cars and things that they can't afford, because they're trying to fit into the social construct that's online, that's on social media, that's in the music. It's everywhere you turn, right? The better things you have, the more money you have, the hotter your husband or wife, the more flashy things are, the more likes you get, the more acceptance you get, right? It's made by design. So be who you are, improve on who you are. And once you have that good energy flowing from you, guys, other good people are going to want that. And if you're still scared, oh, I'm scared of being taken advantage of by women or bad people, guys, get the knowledge. Listen to my videos. I've made a lot of videos on female nature. I've made a lot of videos on what to look for, what to run away from. I'm trying to help you guys from all angles, right? I want to help you guys with women. I want to help you with yourself. I want to help you with life. I want to help you with socializing, everything. But if you're truly authentic, if you're truly being who you're supposed to be, you won't have as many of these problems. Will you be invincible? No. But you're going to be able to figure things out quickly, because if you're truly trying to live a life from a place of good intentions, as soon as people come across and their actions are different from their words, and their actions are trying to use and abuse you, you will understand that you have to distance yourself or get them out of your life. You have to take those precautions. You have to defend yourself. But you can't do that until you stop seeing yourself as a loser and realize that you're just built different, that you're built to stand out. You are built to contribute something unique. You are built to be that something, that unique something that nobody else has or will have, because you are unique. You have a gift. You have a purpose, a divine purpose. Everybody does. And you'll only achieve it if you choose to believe it. And if, guys, you haven't understood what that is, I would pray, I would really hope that you would turn to the scriptures, you turn to the Word of God, right? Start in John, start with Jesus. He's the way, the truth, and the life. He'll show you the way, right? Then everything will start to make sense. That will be your foundation, right? I'm just here to kind of help you out with, some of the everyday stuff, right? But the Bible is really where the wisdom's at. The Bible is really where you can find the truth. So guys, if you need any help, if you need any encouragement, if you need anything at all, let me know what your guys' thoughts are in the comments. You can always email me as well. I hope you guys are doing well. And just remember, you're not a loser. You're built different. So I'll see y'all at the next one.